All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
We start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, double honors to the elders of Great Millstone. Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Brakathum to the hopeful elect. Shalom, Shalom. As you can see on the title of the video, today's lesson is going to be entitled Learn the Precepts, but also Learn Leadership. See, learn leadership because, this truth is set up to give us a good understanding of who we are as far as, your identity in the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
It's set up obviously for us to learn prophecy, as far as Jacob's trouble, Yahweh Shai, who he's coming back to save. But the truth is also set up to make us better men. See what I'm saying? Not just better men, but leaders of men. And me and this brother, we haven't been in for a long time, but we've been in long enough to learn character traits, but also leadership traits. And that really comes from experience. You learn how to be a good leader from fucking up. Mm-hmm. You learn how to be a good leader from seeing other men fuck up. But by taking those lessons and run with them, that's going to carry over into the time of Jacob's trouble. Because later on in the lesson, we're gonna wrap a little prophecy. We're gonna wrap a little prophecy in at the end. But as we saying to the younger brothers right now, that's maybe you might be in the camp or you about to come in the camp. Obviously, you want to learn the doctrine. The doctrine's gonna come, but it's all the things outside of that. All the things that happen off camera that are still very valuable lessons. To have in this truth, because it's always gonna come in handy, man. Yeah, anything?
Now, if I can add, because that's the most important part in the walk. Because any man can get on camera, blurt out precepts, pull precepts, memorize, breakdowns that the apostles brought out. But really what matters is the Lord really checking on to see how each man act away from the body, away from the block, away from lessons, how men act on their day-to-day life. You see, that's what's being counted as well, not how deep a person is. Remember when Yahweh Shai talked about being saved, he never said, because this many breakdowns, enter into the kingdom.
Yeah.
He spoke of faith and how people act, the conduct, man.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a big part of it too. And like this brother said, we young brothers ourselves. A couple years, we've been in this thing a couple years, but even in that small amount of time, the Lord put each and every man through experiences, tests and tribulations. But once we get through those things, now we got that experience, right? So we can relate it on to a newer brother, or a brother who going through the same thing. You see?
Yeah.
But again, the most important part is how we act and how we are applying this word. If you got something, grab some real quick.
Yeah.
Kind of. This is real quick. This Philippians 2 in verse 12. Philippians 2 and 12, it says, "Wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only." Right? Because it's easy to obey in the presence of brothers, because it's a standard there. Mm. If you mess up, you'll get rebuked. You say something stupid, you'll get, brother correction. So it's easy to act a certain way or to live a certain way amongst the body, to bring out precepts as the body. But what's the most important part in this? Apostle Paul said, "Wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence." When we by ourselves, man. The Lord is checking that. If we applying these scriptures when we not around nobody, if we ain't got nobody to check us, even if we're around our families, we still go apply it. It says much more in our absence. It says, "And work out your own salvation with fear and trembling," man. And that, again, going back to the application of the scriptures. But we are going to fall. We are going to have our stumblings at times. But again, that's for growth. Everything is for growth. That's for growth, man. You got to go, bro.
Yeah, because I was watching the Elder Maho lawyer back in KC. I was watching his live stream this morning. He was going into how, it was a lot of these camp leaders that was studied in the scriptures, but they was just shitty brothers, man, and they got cast out. We all know the list of the flunkies, but as we know the examples of men that were precept men. Mm-hmm. As Apostle Ricard said, you precept guy, you got a precept for everything, but when the camera shut off, you a vexation to the spirit, man.
Right.
So that's what we trying to say. But I got a quick one too. This is 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 11. It said, "These things command and teach. Let no man despise thy youth, but be thou an example of the believers in word, in conversation, in charity, in spirit, in faith, in purity. And you know, we was just speaking on this, you know, like on
What verse that was, actually?
yeah, that's First Timothy 4 verse 12. We're speaking of this, you know, just a conversation me and you were having was like, you know, when we were younger in the truth and we would have them slip ups, okay, it's like, yeah, brothers being patient with us, but at a certain point in time, you know, you gotta be rebuked, like, hey man, people looking up to you, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey man, this is it's not just you being the youngest brother no more. No, there's other men looking up to us. So, you know, certain things that we may say on camera and off camera, we also have to consider on how is this going to be perceived, because you may say one thing off camera and a brother may take it the wrong way, and now it's going left.
Right.
See what I'm saying? You gotta watch your tongue and watch your actions around men. Just like what we were saying, like you can't get shit faced drunk around every brother, man.
Right.
Certain things you just can't talk about around every brother, man.
Mm-hmm.
And that's being circumspect, but that's also being a leader, because you know you don't want to give off the wrong impression, and you don't want to stunt the growth of another man because you not being circumspect.
Right. See, even Yahushua did that though. He pulled certain men aside for certain things, and the main ones was Peter, James, and John. You know, every disciple wasn't pulled to the side, you know, at the time. But again, that's how it is. Even the elders, you know, say if it's, you know, brothers fellowship, you got elder brothers, you got younger brothers. Well, look, the elder brothers gonna most likely do their thing. But it's a way we act around elder brothers. You know, the respect, don't talk too much. You see, you ain't gotta speak too much. We there to listen to them talk, so we can gain that understanding. You know. But when we're around younger brothers, we gotta watch what we say, you know. So it all goes into a learning experience, man. But it goes into being a leader. We being groomed to be leaders. That's why I like to read Wisdom of Solomon, because Solomon was really writing instructions for us on how to lead the world, man.
Yeah.
Are we not being groomed to be leaders of the world? So the Lord is giving us practice right now, being amongst a camp of 5, being amongst a camp of 20, being amongst a camp of what Chicago got 80, right? Being amongst men as such. And again, you know, the Lord said offenses go come. A lot of offenses go come in a brotherhood. Why though? Because the Lord wants us to apply this wisdom, you know, use discernment, talk, right, to get out of these things, man.
Yeah.
So we are judges in training right now. So when we go through different situations, it's just practice for bigger situations in the kingdom, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Those are them leadership lessons.
Mm-hmm.
You got scripture out?
Nah, I ain't got no. What you got, brother?
Let's go to
I'll read it for you.
let's go to Proverbs 27 and 23.
It's Proverbs chapter 27 and verse 23. It says, "Be thou diligent to know the state of thy flocks, and look well to thy herds."
See, it said, be diligent to know the state of your flocks, especially if you an older brother and you got younger men over you or younger men under you, man. See what I'm saying? You should be watching younger men's videos, making sure the things that they saying is on point. You know, out back in KC, you know, we check in with brothers every week. That's knowing the state of your flock, because, you know, even though a brother may not have nothing going on, but you having that open line of communication and knowing, you know, where that brother's at and where that brother's going, it's gonna make you a better leader as far as, okay, this is what's gonna help him, or this is what's gonna hurt him, because you have a good understanding. That's why you have these professional teams that's always constantly in practice. You know what they say, every time they put a new damn NBA super team together, what's important? Team chemistry. How is this team gonna bond when it gets down to the line? Who's gonna be the one to take the last shot? Who's gonna play their role? That's what we building up now, man. This team chemistry, but it also comes with being a leader on a low end. Because even though we're gonna go with that example, even on the NBA team, there's Jakes that don't get a lot of minutes, but they have very important roles off the court, man. Like Udonis Haslem or Andre Iguodala.
Right.
Andre Iguodala, he wasn't balling that much last year, but him having that veteran presence helped the team mold and helped the younger men learn, man. So it ain't always about, like we said, bringing out the precepts or speaking for an hour and a half at camp. You know, a lot of things off camera be very edifying for brothers, man.
I got a quick one.
Yeah.
It's Ephesians chapter 4 and verse 16, but it's in the NLT version. It says he makes the whole body fit together perfectly, as each part does its own special work, man. So each brother got to bring what the Lord bless you with, whatever talent, whatever ability, whatever faith, all resources that a brother got. Bring that to the table, man. And like you said, every brother ain't gonna be the brother who bring out the precepts, right? Who know all the history. You got some brothers who know history. I like, right? They can tell you Adam middle name, you know. You feel me? They can tell you what color King David's sandals was.
Yeah, yeah.
Come on, man. That's cool and all, because that's what the Lord bless you with. But you have some brothers who, they mean a big part to the camp, but all they work they doing is behind the scenes.
Yep. Yep.
Let's just name some parts of our body, because remember in Romans 12 and 1 Corinthians 12, it give different parts of the body in which each man bring to the table.
Okay.
Now, what's some important parts of our body that's behind the scenes? Take them two small Achilles heels away, take them away out of everybody's body, not go on your day-to-day life.
Yeah.
Take that small part away. Take these little pinkies and thumbs away. Your life gonna be harder, man.
Right.
So you have brothers who here, for example, I give, the brother Yanai account, the Issachar right brother. He known for charity, man. He gonna be there for a brother. If a brother need help, he the first one to contact. Whether it be financial, shit. When we have fellowship, sometimes the brother come through. I see him in the kitchen just washing dishes. I'm like, what you doing? But that's his spirit though. He could bring that forth. And why? Now, when newer brothers come into the camp, again, going into be a leader, when new brothers come into the camp, what they see, this man showing charity.
Right.
When a fool come, he the first one. Now, I mind you, y'all not an officer. When a fool come, he the first one up and that'll fix it. For the elders, for the new brothers. So the new brothers see that example. So now when a fool come, they up in there too. They washing their hands too. When it's time to take the trash out, they see older brothers doing it. Now, okay, I'm going to take the trash out. You ain't got to wait, to somebody ask somebody to take the trash out. You go be proactive. That's another thing, man, about leadership, being proactive. Not sitting back and waiting on somebody to tell you what to do, man.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because a leader, if you proactive, you paying attention. You seeing the things before it becomes a problem.
Yep. Yep.
The brother Bakwasha, me and him been talking lately, and you got offensive coordinators and shit, defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator, and press box. They watching everything on down. Me and him was talking, and that's the kind of role of an officer. You watching everything on the field so you can make the adjustments,
Yeah.
But nevertheless, we here for all examples, man. Brothers look at everything, whether it's at camp or after camp. How we act, how brothers acting when we eat. And again, shit, I done effed up many times, but I'm glad I did because now I know what to do and what not to do. It's all a learning experience, man.
Yeah.
Cause now, whatever you got, I got
No,
a quick
you
one.
good.
I got a quick one, brother.
This we started off, going into being older brothers looking down toward younger brothers, but you younger brothers looking up, man. As he's saying, you got to pick up on the unspoken things.
Mm-hmm.
Pick up on the unspoken actions, conduct, as you say, making yourself available. I say this a lot. On my first corporate job, my manager told me, the best ability is availability, man.
Mm.
So, as you say, being there financially, if brothers need help, what's that? Rides.
Right.
If you live by a brother, a brother's in the gym, hey, swing by, pick him up. Or as we say, for men on the other side of the line coming through with that water. We in Kansas City coming through with them hand warmers, man.
Good. Y'all got the little heat packers in there?
Yeah. It's about to be that time in a couple months, but these things is all important as far as when it comes to leadership, man. See, because this how these things run decently and in order. When it come down to it, and a fucking 100-piece of chicken show up, and you got younger men eating before the older men, that's a problem, man.
Mm-hmm.
Or you got all the younger men nice and cups filled with that tequila, and older men ain't even got their buzz yet. That's a problem, man. See what I'm saying? Or men that know they got bread in their pockets and brothers is hurting, and you just not doing nothing about it. That's a problem, man.
Ananias and Sapphira.
Yeah. Go ahead.
They try to hold back. I finish this Ephesians 4 real quick and I get this precept I wanted. Ephesians 4:16, it says, he makes the whole body fit together perfectly as each part does its own special work. It helps the other parts grow so that the whole body is healthy and growing and full of love. Mm-hmm. Now this is the precept I wanted going into, it is a benefit in messing up, for righteousness' sake. Because again, when we do take L's or whatever, we grow from that, man. And now that we went through that experience, we can relay that on to new brothers or brothers who may go through the same thing down the line. Now I want to get this real quick in Luke 22. This is what Yahushua told Peter. Luke 22:31, it says, "And the Lord said, Simon, Simon, behold, Satan have desired to have you, that he may sift you as wheat. But I have prayed for thee," right, "that thy faith fail not." So in other words, Peter, you're going to go through some shit. You're going to take L's because Satan after you, trying to get you to go off. So seeing you're going to go through stuff, you're going to have many different experiences. It says, "But when thou art converted, strengthen thy brethren." So when you get that experience, you went through that, right? You know the connections, you know the moves to make. Once you overcome your situation, now go get that information to your brother who may be through the same thing.
Yeah.
You gotta go.
Yeah, and it's about, being a younger man. You have to understand that older men see things that you don't see, and they tell you things that you may not understand in a moment. Going into that Peter and Yahushua example, because Yahushua called Peter Satan, man. He said, "Get behind me, Satan."
Right.
Now, if he was just going off his emotions, he would be like, "Man, F this dude. He just called me the devil." But he didn't do that. Yahushua told Peter, "You gonna deny me 3 times." Peter like, "Man, hell no."
Right. Not me.
But Yahushua knew. See? So you gotta understand, like, older men see things from a different perspective than what we do, man. And that's another thing, part of leadership. See what I'm saying? Being told uncomfortable things, being told things about yourself, man. Because one thing the truth is gonna do is gonna put a big ass mirror in your face, man.
Mm-hmm.
Whether if you read in the precepts or you get cut, or whether a brother pull you to the side or you get cut, or whether you walk into a council full of men and you get cut, man. You see? Because the best leaders is able to take constructive criticism. How the fuck you gonna look like being a fucking rookie in the NFL and you don't want nobody to tell you shit?
Right.
They telling you to throw the ball when it's slant, and you just throwing the check down all game. You just trying to get your Lamar Jackson on all game. They gonna be like, "Man, get this dude out of here." Why? Because he's not coachable, man.
Mm-hmm.
See, you gotta be coachable in the truth. You gotta learn how to take directions. And sometimes brothers may give you direction and you may go left, and you know what? You gonna get burnt, but brothers still gonna love you. But you gotta realize your fault. Like, nah, I shouldn't have did that shit.
I got a quick one for you. You got it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Proverbs 18:17. You can speak on it. It says, "He that is first in his own cause seemeth just, but his neighbor cometh and searcheth him out."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because somebody from the outside looking in, especially if y'all have a rapport about yourself, especially if that brother know you and you tell him some things, you be like, "Nah, you shouldn't have did that," because that man, he not in your flesh. He don't have the same weaknesses in your flesh as you do. So they'll be able to realize, no, that's not a move of the spirit. That's that brother thinking with his dick.
Mm-hmm.
Or you know what I'm saying? That's that brother thinking with his flesh.
Right.
But you so in the mode, you thinking like, man, fuck it. I'm gonna get away with it. Nah, it's gonna be cool, and it's not cool, man.
Yep.
And it's not cool. And the bad part is when younger men look at that. Younger men be like, damn, that's what we going on? That's what we doing? Hell no. Hell no. And that, we speaking of these things from my personal experiences, man. We wouldn't be going into this lesson if, some of these things we ain't already learned. And guess what? We still learning, man.
For sure.
We still learning how to be leaders. We just got in this, in these positions where men is looking up to us. But now, we have the realization that it's way more serious now, because it's blood on our hands if we give somebody the wrong impression and they go left. Yeah, somebody.
Yeah, I'm thinking about something Yahushua said, one to them who caused one of these little ones to stumble.
Yeah, let me get it.
I know it kind of said plainly in the New Testament, but even
Mark 9.
Mark, and me in the NLT. It don't matter.
NLT?
It don't matter. NLT said a little plainer, a little clearer.
Okay.
Because he said, woe unto him that causes one of these little ones to stumble, because that's another thing, man.
Look at.
You see,
I'm gonna get it.
Con. You know, because each brother, you know, matter of fact, I'll read this real quick in the scriptures. This is Sirach chapter 37. Let's see, Sirach 37, and I'm going to start at 27. It says, my son, prove thy soul and thy life, and see what is evil for it, and give not that unto it.
Yeah, you got it.
Con. So even us, as we go through this walk, we're gonna go through many different experiences, scenarios, and in this time, in this grace period, we go learn what's good for us, what we can do, and what not to do. And look, it's gonna be a test to see, you know, cutting those things off, you know, put them aside for a minute, being what's the word, moderate at times. You see, shit, that's but it's gonna be many different experiences. You might come in this thing, you drinking a lot. You know, give strong drinks to a man that's ready to perish, brother. Brother, you know.
Yeah, Howard Shaw was a wine bibber.
Right, Howard Shaw drunk wine. But still, it looks, cause I don't want to see, you don't seem like a hypocrite, cause we went through these L's.
Yeah.
We went through them. We went through the mess. I can tell you shit. I got rebuked, cussed out by the elder brothers, by the officers, young brothers, you know. But why? It's all a learning experience, man. Cause again, you may not see what's not good for you, but another brother see what's not good for you. You know, but that's the point of examining ourselves. But I'll finish it. It says, my son, prove thy soul and thy life, and see what is evil for it, and give not that unto it. And it's, every day is a fight. We ain't gonna be perfected until Yahweh Shai come. It says, this is the point, for all things are not profitable for all men, neither have every soul pleasure in everything. So again, that goes into knowing your brother. Certain things you may could do while you by yourself, that's okay. Certain things you may could do by your favorite brother or older brother, that might be okay. But you be around a newer brother or another brother who may not even be new, but he don't get down to certain. Because remember, we come from all different backgrounds. You had brothers who had both parents, brothers who had just father or just mother. You know, brothers who had, you know, went through this and went through that. So our mindset's gonna be different. The things we like gonna be different. You see? I like red, you might like blue. You know? I like chicken, you might like turkey. But when we're around each other, we can't force our spirit on another brother either. Because again, that can cause that brother to go off, or he can pick up that thinking he can take it, and eventually he fall because of what you introduced him to. Anything can happen in the truth. That's why it's like walking on eggshells, especially when dealing with these little ones, man. But you got it, bro.
Right. Because the example of what you're saying is when Paul was talking about meats. I believe we was talking about this before the lesson. Because Paul said, you know, if eating meats offend a brother, then I just won't do it. Even though it ain't off, but that brother would look at me kind of weird if I ate it. So he's like, all right, I ain't even gonna eat it just so that brother's mind could be at peace, man. See what I'm saying? It's about making, you know, making the right adjustments, not just to make yourself comfortable, but to make another man comfortable, man. Because the last thing I want to do is be like, man, it's for a brother thing. No, I don't want to be around that brother because X, Y, and Z. You know, that brother always asking me how come I ain't wearing Jordans.
Right.
That brother always asking me to buy the fucking fifth of tequila, man. I don't want to be around that brother. Nah, man, that's a scary thing. But you have men in the truth that have reports like that, man. And don't the scriptures go into having a good report amongst men?
Good reputation, man.
You don't want to do nothing to mess that up, and you also want to help train other men so they can have good reports, man. Yeah,
that's like I got a quick precept I was looking for. It's a Matthew 18:6 in the NLT. But even that, just like for example, in this Houston camp, now we got, I don't want to say a mentor program, but like when the newer brothers come in, you have officers who get put over the newer brothers. I don't want to say over, but in charge of dealing with those brothers to make sure they get built up in the right way. Now the point is that if questions come to those new brothers, they get it wrong, or to say the elders come, you ask, hey brother, say this prayer in the Hebrew. What's the Shema prayer, right? What's the anointing prayer in the Hebrew? What's John 3:16 breaking down? If those questions get asked to those new brothers and they get it wrong, or if they conduct not up to par with the standard of the camp, who the eyes gonna be on? The eyes gonna be over the man who's supposed to be mentoring this brother. So even that, we gotta be on point with everything, man. But I get this real quick. It's Matthew 18 and verse 6 in the NLT. It says, "But if you cause one of these little ones who trust in me to fall into sin," that's the body. That's the 144,000 could be a little one, all the believers. But it says, this Yahushua, "If you cause one of these little ones who trust in me to fall into sin, it will be better for you to have a large millstone tied around your neck and drown in the depths of the sea." The Lord don't play about heads, man. So how much more if we think we're amongst these brothers and we offending the same very brothers? But I'm gonna say this too, because sometimes, like Yahushua said, offenses go come because the build up. That's you go when brothers talk about their offenses or they quarrels, that make your relationship better. Y'all got what y'all had to get off y'all chest. Y'all both spoke y'all piece. Now y'all can move on clearly, man. So these things gonna have to come one way or another. You gotta go, bro.
Yeah, kind. Well, as I said earlier, bringing in the lesson, we gonna tie this in a prophetic sense. Because right now we speaking of, the current state of leadership within the body. But the reason that's so important because it's gonna come in time where people that don't know the truth or just now learning the truth are gonna be leaders, man. Because last time I was in Kansas City, we were going into this on how on the low level we in the seat of Moses, having to guide our people through the deliverance. So in the time of Jacob's trouble, man, when the camps break up, all those leadership skills and methods and lessons that you learn within the church, you're gonna have to bring that into what they call quote unquote the real world. Even though we already in the world, but I'm talking about like when shit gets real. Because every we were speaking on this yesterday. Everybody look forward to Isaiah 4:1, 7 women, right? But how are you gonna be able to lead 7 women? Because it ain't just gonna be all women following you like you fucking Hugh Hefner out there, man. You gonna have men too, men that realize you a man of the Lord and want to protect you, or men that have something to offer and wanted to follow you. How you gonna lead that, man? How you gonna keep those things in order, bro?
And women might have children.
Right, women got children. See what I'm saying? You got niggas that ain't right. You got to know how to spot that. See, that's why the truth is a heavy major theme because it's gonna be applied practically in these last days. That's what we trying to tell you, brothers and sisters, man. But this is let me get this. This is 1 Timothy chapter 3 verse 1. We should have brought this out before, but it's good right now. But said, "This is a true saying. If a man desire the office of a bishop, he desire a good work." And we know a bishop in those times, that was a high position in the church. But say a bishop then must be blameless, the husband of one wife, vigilant, sober, of good behavior, given to hospitality, apt to teach. So, these are the things that we learning now. Now, obviously, if you want to have more than one wife, then you obviously gonna have that. You're not gonna have that high of a rank in the church because, hey, you got other things to take care of. But if you want to be in that position, hey, man, you gotta focus in. You gotta lock in. But it say, a bishop then must be blameless, the husband of one wife, vigilant, sober, of good behavior, given to hospitality, apt to teach, not giving them much wine, no striker, not greedy of filthy lucre, but patient, not a brawler, not covetous. See, these are the things we learning how to do now, man. We learning how to deal amongst real men. So when the time comes when we had the flocks being added and people's following us, we gonna know how to move in.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Because you got to ask yourself, are you ready to lead a group of 50 people right now? Men, women, and children. Are you ready for that? Because that's what Yahweh Shem Yahshua is preparing us for, man. But it say, 1 Timothy chapter 3, verse 4, it say, "One that ruleth well his own house, having his children in subjection with all gravity." And this the point I want to get, man. It say, "For if a man know not how to rule his own house, how shall he take care of the church of the Most High?" You see? So you got to, it start with your house. You know, this brother got a house. He got to start ruling his own house before he start learning how to get other men in order. Even with me, I live by myself. You know, I don't have no family. But guess what? I got to know how to rule my own house before we get put in those positions to be leaders of the flock, man. Because it's coming. It's coming, man. As I've been saying these past couple of weeks in my video, the truth blowing up, bro. A lot of people know what's going on, man. So when shit crack off, best believe that they gonna look for the men of the Lord, and guess what? They gonna find the men of the Lord. So what you gotta do? You gotta use your tools, being amongst the camp, you know, because it ain't always about taking shots of tequila and eating chicken, man, and calling the white man the devil. It's deeper than that, man.
All right.
Y'all something like?
Now, real quick, wisdom, Isaiah 33:6, it says, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. So what the brother's saying, what we learning now, what we experiencing now, right? The counsel and the advice that we hearing from the apostles, the bishops, the elders in our camp, brothers in our camp, all this information that we hearing now, the tests we go through, right? Again, how we practicing and be judges, the different situations we got to discern right now in our day-to-day life. Because there's going to be times, too, again, you know how the scripture says, get counsel. We have brothers around we can get counsel from, apostles we can watch videos from, but at times you need to learn how to make decisions for yourself.
Yeah.
Real shit.
Yeah.
You can't just call a brother for everything. Hey, brother, my insurance said this. What you... Now, it's cool. Again, it's cool to get counsel. The scripture say get counsel, but sometimes you're going to have to man up and make decisions for yourself. Because in Jacob's trouble, when all hell break loose, when these phones go out, these videos go off the net, the comment boards leave, WhatsApp and GroupMe.
Yeah.
What brother you gonna have to ask, what should I do now? All right?
Yeah.
Well, look, I'm in this situation, me and my family. What you think we should do? No, you make the decision, man.
Yeah.
Cause look, your wife, your children gonna be looking for you to make the decision. Not just say, hold on, let me call a brother real quick. Or let me call my father, my pops real quick to see what he think.
Yeah.
No, we men. We men. We can make decisions, man. That's a scripture too. If I could get it real quick, out.
Yeah. Go ahead, bro.
Come. This is Sirach, and I'm gonna go back to Isaiah 33. And you got it, bro. Sirach 37 and 13. It says, and let the counsel. It says, and let the counsel of thine own. I'm gonna start at 12 because it's going into men who we should be around, who we should get counsel from.
Yeah.
It says
Sirach 37.
Sirach 37 and 12. It says, because at first it was going into people who not to get counsel from. Yeah. Right? Why would you talk about a period of working a long time, being hired? Why would you talk about that with a hireling? He just there to get paid. Why would you talk, about doing work with somebody who lazy? So it's saying who not to get counsel from, but verse 12 is gonna say who to get counsel from. Yeah,
it's a rapper that said you get advice about war from a nigga that you know is bitch. See what I'm saying?
Come on, man. Now you got it. It says, Sirach 37 and 12, it says, but be continually with a godly man, whom thou knowest to keep the commandments of the Lord, whose mind is according to thy mind, and will sorrow with thee if thou shalt miscarry. So yeah, get counsel from brothers, those who within our circle, because they're going to give us the right advice. But again, we have to remember, it says, verse 13, but let the counsel of thine own heart stand, for there is no man more faithful unto it than it. Because again, we can ask advice from brothers on what we should do in our situation, but remember, you know your situation better than another brother, man.
Yeah.
You see? Yeah, brothers can get advice from things they went through, they can probably help, but you know what you're going through. You know what position the Lord got you in. You may know things that you need to repent from, that when you're telling a brother, hey, I'm going through this, but you don't want to tell him, you feel me? You don't want to tell him why you're going through, why you think you're going through it, because of what you did. You see? So you ain't getting all the truth out there. So you know everything. You know, I'm saying you, but I've been through it too. That's why I can say it. Right? But we be knowing at times we get counsel from brothers, but they don't know the whole spill. You see? So they can give us a good bit, but the point is we know everything as us as the person. So we should be able to make decisions, man. If we don't have that counsel, because it says, for a man's mind is sometimes one to tell him more than 7 watchmen that sit above a high tower. But it also goes into, but above all this, Pray to the Most High that He will direct thy way in truth.
Yeah.
And let reason go before every enterprise and counsel before every action. So again, we can get things from brothers, but you can also, okay, so this is what I was thinking, what you think, you can take that and build, man, to make the decision.
Yeah.
But sometimes going to brothers, we're going to have to man up and make the decisions for ourselves, man. You got to do it, bro.
Yeah, that's it though. Cause like you say, cell phones ain't gonna be working to call your brother for help, man. So how do you practice now, man? Praying.
Yep.
Pray to the Lord. Please show me a sign what I need to do.
Mm-hmm.
Please show me how I need to go about this. And then, the Lord may give you an answer. And then, if right now we got the ability to say, all right, I'm thinking about doing this. What do you think? Just so a brother can confirm it through the Spirit. Because then brother gonna be like, yeah, you should do X, Y, and Z. Be like, yeah, you're right. Because I was already thinking about doing that in my mind. But now that you got that practice of praying to the Most High so He can reveal His will, and you have a good understanding of what moves you should make, that's a really a spiritual power that'll carry over. Because that's really discernment. We wouldn't call ourselves the prophets and men of the Lord if we didn't have a connection through the Rakah Kodash, man. See, that's highly important. But in that Sirach 37, go to verse 19, bro.
Come, Sirach 37 and 19. It says, there is one that is wise and teacheth many, yet is unprofitable to himself.
Right. You see? Because we was going into that earlier. There's quote-unquote precept men that was so good at breaking things down, but the things that they was teaching, they wasn't applying themselves, man.
That's right.
Keep going on.
It says, verse 20, there is one that showeth wisdom in words and is hated.
Right. Why is he hated? Because of his actions, man. He gonna tell you good game all day. But when it come down to it, he gonna move like a nigger, hard R, bro. Keep going.
Come. It said, and why you gonna be hated? Because brothers seeing you ain't applying what you talking about, man. It says, there is one that showeth wisdom in words and is hated. He shall be destitute of all food, for grace is not given him from the Lord, because he is deprived of all wisdom.
22.
And 22. Another is wise to himself, and the fruits of understanding are commendable in his mouth.
23.
It says, a wise man instructeth his people, and the fruits of his understanding fail not.
See, a wise man instructed his people. And that's what we saying, man. In the time of Jacob's trouble, you're going to have to be the instructor, man. You're going to have to be the one, I wouldn't say calling the shots, but you have to guide the people of Israel. And you got to know how to pace yourself. And you got to know how to build other men up so they can make them calls, man. Because didn't Moses' father-in-law tell him that? You say you putting too much weight upon yourself, man. You gonna not only you gonna destroy yourself, you're gonna destroy this people, because Moses was trying to judge every matter. He was trying to put it all on himself. So it's gonna be a time where you gotta build up other men. Because some brothers, I wouldn't say in GMS, because majority of brothers in GMS get built up to be leaders, but in these other camps, they gonna struggle with that, man. Cause all you do for 3 hours at camp is just sit back and say Khan and pass out flyers, man. Right. Now we don't know what y'all do behind the scenes, but hey, if y'all men not built up, it's gonna be an issue. They not gonna know how to be instructors and leaders, cause they wasn't trained to be so. See what I'm saying? They was trained to be yes men. And that's gonna be a heavy offense to a lot of dudes, man. You got something, Mike?
Real quick, 2 Timothy 2 and 2. And the things that thou hast heard of me among many witnesses, the same commit thou to faithful men who shall be able to teach others also. So when we hear this word, we was raised up to be leaders by our apostles and elders. I'm not saying we came into the truth. What's our purpose? Just to be here and just eat off them and not do nothing in return? No, we got to raise up, coming in that stead, because we came into other men's labors. So us coming into other men's labors, we got to continue this legacy, man, and bring in more men who want to be leaders. And it says, and join, Salakia, verse 3, and thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahweh Shah Mashiach. The Lord calling leaders. Remember, the 144,000 are 144,000 leaders of the world, man. So we practicing right now.
Yeah.
That's it. You got it, bro.
Yeah, because it starts amongst the body, us being the men, then it's going to grow into the flock that the Lord brings into, then it's going to be the whole world. As you said. Hey, it's only up from here, man. it ain't no ceilings of what the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is doing through us through the Rakak Radash, man. See what I'm saying? It's just about taking it and like we say, like not just seeing this thing as some routine. Like this is something to do on Saturdays, man. This is something to do because you bored throughout the week, man. I might as well throw up a video. No, man. We trying to build up not only ourselves but others men. But a couple more precepts, we about to get done.
Shalom to Allah Akim, Mark from the comment board. Y'all Bashim Ashab Brakatham.
Bashim Ashab Brakatham.
Get you Bakwashim.
Sirach 27:3 out.
I got you. It's Sirach 27. KJV, huh?
Yeah.
It's Sirach 27:3. It says, unless a man hold himself diligently in the fear of the Lord, his house shall soon be overthrown.
Right, gotta hold yourself diligently in the fear of the Lord, man. And that's what we have right now. Being in these positions as what the elders say, up and coming brothers, man. Hey, man, you better have more fear in the Lord on you, because the Lord is adding to your talents, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, now we got through 5 talents, like damn, because brothers got decent amount of numbers on the YouTube. You go live, you 1,000, whatever. That's a portion that the Lord bless you with.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to hold yourself diligent in the fear of the Lord, unless your house gonna be overcome. Because if you don't, if you're out there willy-nilly bullshitting, you out there playing around, you out there using men to be your personal servants.
Right.
Hey brother, bring me a bottle of tequila now. Hey man, you gonna be overthrown, man, because you ain't got no fear of what the Yahweh Bashim Yahushua about to do, man. And once again, we see that happening with a lot of you dudes in these other camps, man. A lot of you dudes in these other camps, you being straight exploited, man. Being exploited. You got to be a real man and say, nah, this ain't what it's about. But once again, y'all get trained up to be yes men.
Mm-hmm. Read right, that not leaders, bro.
You got it, yeah.
Not leaders though. Just real quick, cause I see come to mind. They don't raise every man up to be a leader. Every man got to watch the leadership. Which we watch our leadership, but our leaders is telling us you gotta go out and be a man yourself, man. You gotta lead.
Right.
IUIC, you just go into class, you just listen to Bishop Nate, you don't do your own works.
Right.
Throughout the week, you just look at the leaders, man. No, we been raised up by leaders to be leaders, man.
Yeah. I got my fringes on though.
Right.
You got anything else? We about to close out.
You got it. What you got?
Deuteronomy 28 verse 1.
It's Deuteronomy 28 and verse 1. It says, and it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy power will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
See, it say hearken diligently to the voice of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man. And we do that right now through the elders, apostles, starting out with Apostle Tahar, all the elders in Connecticut, camp heads, elder brothers before us, all the way down to us. We trying to heart diligently so the Lord can make us be high above all nations. Because I say, as long as we stick to this, hey, bro, it's going to take off, man. It's going to take off, bro. It's not even a doubt in my mind, because we see it happening. But say you got to hearken diligently. And Satan going to try to get in your ear like, nah, you should probably go left. Even though the spirit telling you go right. Like, man, go left, bro. Like, let's just see what happens. Nah, man, this
Thou
ain't
shalt not surely die.
This ain't the time for that. And no, you younger brothers that's not even in the truth. You people watching on the YouTube, and even people that don't even know about the truth right now. Hey, y'all gotta understand. You gotta have a solid belief that we giving you this wise counsel through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man. This is divinely inspired. You have to have a good understanding that this is not a counsel out of our own hearts, man. This is really information to save your life.
That's right.
You got anything else?
Nah.
Yeah, but hey.
Shit, you ain't got none?
No.
I got a quick one.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Real quick. This Wisdom of Solomon chapter 6, because you're going into us being judges in training.
Yeah.
Wisdom of Solomon chapter 6 and mind you, this is Solomon speaking to kings in training. So in reality, this is Yahweh Shai speaking to his 144,000, man. This Wisdom of Solomon 6 and verse 20. It says, therefore, the desire of wisdom bringeth to a kingdom. If you're you speak on it.
No, you got it.
It says
that's good though.
It says, if your delight be then in thrones and scepters,
Desire wisdom.
O ye kings of the people. So if you want to rule, if your delight is in thrones, I want to sit on the throne, I want to be Yahweh Shai, right? One of the co-owners of the kingdom. If you want to rule, the next word to come, it says what? If your delight be then in thrones and scepters, O ye kings of the people, honor wisdom that you may reign forevermore. This is the way to do it. Everything we buy in this world, it come with what? An instruction manual to tell you how to use this product. So the Lord, this is the instruction manual telling us how to be a righteous king, man, in the earth.
Yeah.
We've been given the wisdom. And the thing is, it's been given to us before the thrones and scepters. So right now, it is practice time, man. We practicing. We applying, the Lord put us in situations so we can apply the scriptures as a judge would do. Remember, Solomon had his time, they cut up, brought the child to him, he said, well, cut it in half. So the Lord put us in situations to see what judgments we might make. And another thing, man, you might be right in a situation. The Lord want to see how you go about judging the situation, although you could be right. Many different things can happen, but right now is the practice period, man.
Read that again.
I
like that.
It says, Wisdom of Solomon 6 and verse 20. It says, therefore, the desire of wisdom bringeth to a kingdom. If your delight be then in thrones and scepters, O ye kings of the people, then honor wisdom that you may reign forevermore.
Right, just like the title of the video is, man. Learn the precepts, but also learn the leadership. Because that'll what do you say, wisdom bring it to a kingdom, man. It'll make you to what my brothers in Chicago, it'll make you to a God king priest status, man. That's what we all try to get on. But being in that status, you gonna have people following you because they see that aura upon you, man. Say wisdom maketh a man's face to shine. So people gonna know, like, yeah, it's something about this man. I gotta be around him.
Right.
Or like, yeah, he doing it. If this man living, I gotta be around him to live.
Right.
See, and you know what? We saw that when before we even came to the camp. When you was watching the videos, he was like, yeah, that's the men of the Lord. See, so you gotta put yourself in a position of somebody that is not where you at. That's somebody that's first viewing, man. Anything else, Art?
Yeah, man. And just because I'm thinking, because you said the time we coming in, I'm sure brothers that seen a Walking Dead, when all hell break loose, you have certain men who raised up over certain people. But you had Negan, right? He had a group of people. The same thing the Lord gonna do. We leaders now, but when the camp split, like the brother was saying last night, when the camp split, people go about their way. When we out here in the world, the Lord might draw people unto us, man.
Not might.
It's coming, man. He gonna draw people onto us.
Yeah.
Look at the disciples. Their life had to change all of a sudden when thousands have come in. It could be a day. Yesterday it was 500 of us. We worked a miracle. Tomorrow it's 5,500.
Yeah.
Now what? So again, the Lord is preparing us for that. Man, and brother Bakwasha, I see on the chat right now, Shalom, Mark. But that brother was just running that to me, how now I'm seeing the foundation is said, we being built up, the Lord can bring in more people, man. Because we've been having the right direction. You see, but I get this last part. Wisdom of Solomon 6 and 24. It says, but the multitude of the wise, now who is that? That's those kings in training. It says, but the multitude of the wise is the welfare of the world. So what's right now being in training, once the Lord comes, right, this practice that we had, the kingdom gonna be game time. Now it's time to, really before that, Jacob's trouble, but right now it's practice period, and what we doing now will benefit the whole world, man. Hey, Shalom, Eda Yashawama. Hey, I see you on that 2BA, Yahweh Shemel Shai Brakatham. Shalom. Hey, all y'all I came out on that.
Read that again. This brother bringing out the heavy ones. We ain't never closing this out.
Bring it out.
We ain't never closing this.
God. This Wisdom of Solomon, I'm going to start at 20, I'm going to jump to the point. Wisdom of Solomon 6 and 20. Therefore, the desire of wisdom bringeth to a kingdom. If your delight be then in thrones and scepters, O ye kings of the people, then honor wisdom that you may reign forevermore.
Yeah.
Verse 24. But the multitude of the wise is the welfare of the world.
Yeah.
And a wise king is the upholding of the people.
Ooh.
Receive therefore instruction through my word, and it shall do you good. That's the instruction on how to be kings.
Because the king gotta receive. You gotta be trained up first, man.
Mm-hmm.
You don't think King David was giving King Solomon the game? You don't think he was putting him on game the whole time?
Mm-hmm.
He was being trained up for that position. So when he did get put in that position, he was able to continue the enterprise, man. But it say, read that part about the world one more time.
It says, Wisdom of Solomon 6:24, but the multitude of the wise is the welfare of the world.
Of the world, man. And as we always go into when we preach about, you know, the most important world right now is the world of Israel, man. You blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans who need instruction, man. Don't our people need instruction more than ever?
Man.
Don't our people, man,
Yes.
more than ever?
Yes.
See, because early, you know, back in the 40s, 50s, 60s, Jake, even though Jake was wicked, they still had basic understanding of biblical values, as you would say. But now that's out the window. Now, as according to Jeremiah 6, we trying to bring back the old past, man. So y'all can understand how to make it out this world and to prosper forevermore, man. I got something real quick. This is going back to that 1 Timothy 4 we brought out. This 1 Timothy 4 verses 15. It said, meditate on these things and give thyself wholly to them, that thy profiting may appear to all. It said, take heed unto thyself and to the doctrine, and continue in them. For in doing this, thou shalt both save thyself and them that hear thee. You see, so by us, like we said, obviously, learn the precepts. We say, take heed to thyself, but and to the doctrine. So we say, learn the precepts, but it say, take heed to thyself. That's going into your conduct, how you approach situations, how you react when bad things come upon you. Because once again, other people gonna see that and they gonna learn. So it said, take heed to thyself and unto the doctrine, and continue in them. For in doing this, thou shalt save both thyself and them that hear thee, man. See what I'm saying? To the point where Yahweh Bashim Yahshai, you can be like, dang, this brother flipped the talents. This brother got mine with usury. And that's what it's all about. Cause the last thing you want to be called is an unprofitable servant, man.
Right.
Like, yeah, you know the breakdown of Deuteronomy 28, but you just a shitty ass leader, bro. Like, you ain't even got it in you. And I pray that Yahweh Bashim Yahshai don't have that lot fall upon us, man. What else you got, bro?
Nah, that's it. I got it, bro.
Hey, but yeah, title of the lesson, you know, learn the precepts, but learn the leadership, man. You know, as we said, this is bigger than just calling the white man the devil on Saturdays, man. This is really building us up to be leaders of men and women.
That's right.
Lord willing, you know, we be those elect. With that, all praises, honor, and glory, it goes to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles, double honor to the elders of Great Millstone. Yahweh Bashim Yahshai, Brakatham to the full elect. Shalom.
Shalom. Yahweh Bashim Yahshai, Brakatham. The water for tuning in. Shalom.